Sing through my voice, play through my hands, let the way be open. Sing through my voice, play through my hands, let the way be open. Welcome everybody to Chants and Prayers. Whatever your faith tradition is or is not, you are very welcome here. I'm sorry that I'm so late this morning. My computer decided it had too much information in it and stopped working properly. Anyway, here we are. Hopefully the live stream is working okay. All right, before we go any further, I would like to do land acknowledgement. And because we are on the eve of the Celtic cross-quarter day of Lughnasa, I want to name the moment in time and not just the place. So this is 2025, this is this morning, this is my garden here in the Green Mountains of Vermont. I live on Abenaki land. I really benefit from living here. I call it my monastery. I want to send a blessing to the ancestors. I want to remember the social injustice of where I live. And thinking about picking fruit, let's send a blessing out to any immigrant workers on the farms here for their protection and well-being. Yes, acknowledging where we are in this time in the year, which is entering into the first time of harvest, the Celtic tradition Lughnasa. I'm going to talk about that today. Yeah. All right, I'm going to read an excerpt from a pagan blog writer that I'm very fond of called Hecate Demeter. I don't know what her everyday name is, whether that's her everyday name or not, but that's her writer name. I think she's from Oregon, and she describes herself as this: I'm a woman, a witch, a mother, a grandmother, an ecofeminist, a lawyer, a gardener, a reader, a writer, and a priestess of the great Mother Earth. And this is her Lughnasa prayer. This is a prayer for hopeful people who plant saved seeds in the chilly ground in the February dark, charging the seeds and calling on Ceres. People who want a clean harvest. This is a prayer for the resistance. This is a prayer for the mothers bearing children, poets birthing poems, engineers who see how to strengthen a bridge. This is a prayer for the resistance. Lughnasa is a fire festival, the first harvest, the beginning of our look towards the dark. Lughnasa is the time of plenty, the time to gather in, the time to store what we have. Lughnasa is a prayer for the resistance. This is a prayer for the farmer who grows an extra row for the food bank, for the activist in plastic handcuffs, for the nurse who ignores the insurance company's orders. This is a prayer for the resistance. Lughnasa is a fire festival, the fire harvest, the beginning of our look towards the dark. Lughnasa is the time of plenty, the time to gather in, the time to store what we have. Lughnasa is a prayer for the resistance. Beautiful poem, prayer. Wanted to open with that. It's actually longer, that's just an excerpt. And this is where we're going today. We're going to look at this harvest celebration, which is also a funeral rite. More on that later. And it's the time where the sun is very, very strong. There's a lot of sun activity actually happening right now. Let's center in song. Let's just focus on the fact that it's the summer and we are beings of light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I am not mistakes that I have made, or every of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. All light. 'Cause I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. What I want to talk about today is Lughnasa, 1st of August Celtic festival, because it's about consciously participating in nature's harvest. And the response, the natural response to the abundance of harvest, one of the responses is thank you. It's a way of participating in the goodness. The recognition of thanks is a way of participating in the goodness of the harvest, which in some traditions is the body or the manifestation of Source itself. It's not a thing that the holy makes, it is the holy. And I'm thinking about that wonderful teaching from Meister Eckhart. He was a German guy born in the year 1260, around then. And he said, if the only prayer you say in your entire life is thank you, that would suffice. If the only prayer you say in your entire life is thank you, that is enough. Lughnasa for me is a way of communing, or at least pausing in that thank you. Let nothing disturb you, let nothing frighten you, everything changes, I alone remain, hold patience, for nothing is wasted, presence in all things, I'm with you in all things. Let nothing disturb you, let nothing frighten you, everything changes, I alone remain, hold patience, for nothing is wasted, presence in all things, I'm with you in all things. Let nothing disturb you, let nothing frighten you, everything changes, I alone remain, hold patience, for nothing is wasted, presence in all things, I'm I'm with you in all things. Let nothing disturb you. Let nothing frighten you. Everything changes. I alone remain. Hold patience, for nothing is wasted. Presence in all things. I'm with you in all things. Let nothing disturb you. Let nothing frighten you. Everything changes. I alone remain. Hold patience, for nothing is wasted. Presence in all things. I'm with you in all things. Pause for a moment where the song just was. Help me open my heart so I can hold all that I need to hold. Help me open my heart so I can hold all that I need to hold. Help me open my heart so I can hold all that I need to hold. Help me open my heart so I can feel all that I need to feel. Help me open my heart so I can feel all that I need to feel. Help me open my heart so I can feel all that I need to feel. Help me open my heart so I can know all that I need to know. Help me open my heart so I can know all that I need to know. Help me open my heart so I can heal all that I need to heal. Help me open my heart so I can heal all that I need to heal. Hey, just in case you're new here, a lot of new people come when it's the cross-quarter days. Well, at least a lot more people watch the replays over on YouTube for the Celtic festivals. And I wanted to explain something which those of you who've been here a lot will be used to. I use very different languages to describe the holy. I speak many spiritual languages, including kind of pagan, witchy, Jewish, Sufi, Christian, and also spiritual, but not religious. And I don't worry about this because none of the words are particularly accurate anyway. But I thought maybe it might be helpful to explain why I do this. Well, I'm an interfaith minister, and I'm also an interfaith person. But there's two traditions that are very alive in me. I suppose it's a bit like being bilingual, perhaps. I'm not a bilingual person, but those of you that are can probably tell me that there's different, you can tell me if this is right or not, but there's actually sometimes opposing things that can exist right next to each other. And the Celtic holidays, the two equinoxes and the two solstices, and then the four fire festivals, which are Halloween, Imbolc, May Day, and this one, Lughnasa or Lammas, are a core aspect of my spiritual practice. And they really help me stay sane in these turbulent times. And from my late teenage days, I noticed and gave thoughtfulness to these Celtic holy days. And I don't know why, because it wasn't something that my family or my culture practiced. Halloween was a big thing, but beyond that, the other 7 were not really very remarkable, or definitely life didn't stop to honor them as holy. But for whatever reason, from when I was a teenager, I noticed them and started a practice which now I would say I celebrate and venerate, the Celtic Holy Year. But it started as an innate, grassroots spiritual practice. I don't even think I would have given it that language. Something welled up from within, right? So that's one aspect of the holy that I talk about, is really just through something that has naturally made sense to me ever since I was a small child. But I also carry another lineage. And Jung talks about how all of a sudden, when he was already of age, some kind of monastic soul arrived in him. And I my ears perked up when I heard that, because I carry the lineage of the Celtic Christian tradition, much to my own surprise, because 20 years ago I went to live in the abbey on the island of Iona, and I was pretty agnostic at this point. Open a little bit, a tiny bit to faith, but really quite holding it all at arm's length. And when I lived in the abbey, a seed of that beautiful Celtic understanding of the Christos germinated in my heart and blossomed into a big part of what I teach here online, is the stuff that blossomed from my time in the abbey 20 years ago. Long way of saying, if you're a Druid-leaning person, please know you're very welcome here. And if you're not so comfortable with that kind of organic divinity that has no books and creeds, and church is where your heart has melted into the oneness, you are welcome here too. Thank you for coming. There's a real diversity of people that gather around these online services. And Lughnasa for me is both, right? It's in the Christian tradition as Lammas, loaf mass, which I'll talk about in a minute, the seed becoming the communion bread. But it's also been in me because picking berries is when I have the most joy in my life. And I'm married to a herbalist, and when we go out in a good heart, when there is enough of the crop to harvest, is absolutely my all-time most favorite thing to do. Let's sing before I unpack some of the teachings of Lughnasa. God, beyond all dreams, you've stirred in us a memory. You've placed your powerful spirit in the hearts of humankind. All around us we have known you. All creation lives to hold you. In our living and our dying, we are bringing you to birth. God, beyond all names, you have made us in your image. We are like you, we reflect you. We are woman and we are man. All around us we have known you. All creation lives to hold you. In our living and our dying, we are bringing you to birth. God, beyond all words, All creation tells your story. You have shaken with our laughter, and you have trembled with our tears. All around us we have known you. All creation lives to hold you. In our living and our dying, we are bringing you to birth. God, beyond all time, you are laboring within us. We are moving, we are changing in your spirit ever new. All around us we have known you. All creation lives to hold you. In our living and our dying, we are bringing you to birth. God of tender care, you have cradled us in goodness. You have mothered us in wholeness, and you have loved us into birth. All around us we have known you. All creation lives to hold you. In our living and our dying, we are bringing you to birth. Why do I follow the Celtic spiral wheel of the year? Why is it so life-giving for me? Well, on one aspect, I just absolutely love this earth. I love this earth, and I love to notice her unfoldings and her seasons. But there's something more in it. It's a way of entering into time more deeply. And as somebody that loves the mystical tradition, the reason I love the mystical tradition is because there are moments in our life when our individual life force merges with its source. There's so many ways of describing this. Like the word for orgasm in French is little death. Like there's moments of in physical intimacy, right? That's the easiest one to describe. But there's moments like when I heard my 2-year-old nephew singing one of my songs, how everything changed in that moment. Time and my life and his life was different. He was playing with a little tractor on the stairs. I can remember it vividly, and my ability to travel back through time, through that moment of beauty for me. When one of my song prayers came out, the voice and the ears of a very musical 2-year-old. But there are other ways that this mystery of depth of time and depth of presence comes alive. And one of them is like for a moment of true forgiveness. You know, I don't know if you've ever had that spontaneous but hard-earned moment of healing the pain story that's been playing on repeat, cycling over and over, demanding your attention. And all of a sudden, time gets folded, and the event that hurt you, and that moment where you have a deep acceptance of what is, and all the benefits, and all the pain that has come out of that change, your trajectory in your life changed. But there's a moment of oneness that you can receive in forgiveness when you're given a little piece of wholeness or affirmation around this is. And the beginning of that pain story and the end of the forgiveness gets melded. It's not really a spontaneous moment, but it arrives spontaneously. I don't think we have any control over when forgiveness, or if it does happen, all we have the capacity to do is open the door. Open the door and hope that forgiveness will find us. So it's not just every solstice and every Lughnasa and every Samhain. Samhain is the real name for Halloween. The Celtic name means November. The reason I brought up forgiveness was because when you do get a moment of forgiveness, even if it's fleeting and the next day you wake up and you have to start all over again, the wrestling falls away. The kind of beast of time in yourself, fighting with reality, melts into this has become, right? And in the Celtic year, there's the unfolding. It's a spiral. It's not a circle, because it's all you come back close to where you were the year before, but you're in a different place. And in some ways, there's a vertical dimension of time that you can slip into where the years disappear. I mean, we know that with Christmas, how our childhood self, I mean, you might not be Christian, you might not celebrate Christmas, but in my family we did. And when I enter into Christmas, the smell of the Christmas tree in my parents' house and the smoke that they still have the Christmas tree in that same room that has a beautiful wood stove now, so I won't have the smoke smell. But I can enter into that. I can remember my dog eating the chocolates off the tree as if it was just yesterday. Luckily, the dog didn't die. It just ate the chocolate Santa, and we didn't know that chocolate was bad for dogs back then. So the long arc of my life gets folded in, and aspects of who I used to be are closer to me when I mark the cross-quarter days. And me picking the berries this morning reminds me of all the other times I've picked the blueberries, which coincides in the places I live with August 1st. Now, Lughnasa is a Gaelic word. Lughnasa is the Irish Gaelic pronunciation for the word for August. I think the Scottish Gaelic is pronounced more like this. In Lughnastil. In Lughnastil. And I'm told that it comes from the word for Lu, who was a sun god. And so Lu for Lughnasa, and Nasad meaning assembly or gathering of the people. Think kind of church fairs and people coming together to celebrate the harvest. And Lughnasa traditionally, in the Celtic lands, definitely in Ireland, celebrated the feast of Lu, but also the sun god, so the feast of him. But also it was a funeral rite for his foster mother, Talchu, who was the goddess of the crops, and she died clearing the lands of the trees so that the people could grow crops. I mention this because there's something of the wisdom from here, from Turtle Island. Robin Wall Kimmerer, when she talks about honouring the harvest, it's one of the wonderful things that she's like, you people start honouring the harvest, learn the reciprocity. And you need to acknowledge, she says, that the plant is giving its life for you. It's a completely different way of seeing it, but it was there in the Celtic too. The fact that this is a funeral rite as well as a celebration of the berries and arts and crafts. And, we still have the tradition of the county fairs. The one in Vermont is happening in 2 weeks. It still happens that the people gather. There's another thing that happens at this time of year, or another way of seeing Lughnasa in the old Anglo-Saxon was Lammas, which meant loaf mass. It was the time when the first grains were made into a communion loaf, and that was consecrated and used in the church for the year. And one of the things I've been thinking about this time, because of that poem by Hector Demeter, was that this was the first thing that you did was holy, and the second thing you did was gather the seeds for next year. Right? It wasn't a time of, let's just have a party and get drunk. It was a time of very, very hard work, and I remember getting sunstroke bringing in the harvest in Bavaria when I was 19. Hard work with a big feast. Yeah. That's the origins of this harvest festival. And we, as people who dwell in supermarkets more than in the cabs of combine harvesters, really need to reconnect with our roots if we are to live in this reciprocity or in this thankfulness that Meister Eckhart talked about. Because we are a seed too. We are no different from the crops. We are another expression of Gaia, and can we come into our fullness? And we're definitely not going to come into our fullness if we aren't aware of everything else on this planet. What, like the cycles. If we're not aware of that, we can't we can't do this alone. We're not meant to, and we're not able to. We just become assholes. And we have enough of them right now. So let's sing about this germinating of the seed and giving ourselves in service. Let's sing of that, because that's an important prayer. I hold in my hands these seeds of the future, the courage to live and the courage to die. This gold in my hands, these seeds of the future, put your hand in my hand and we'll reach for the sky. Light shines on the seas of the future, light shines on the leaves of the past. I walk in the land of my mother, who nourished these seeds so the courage might last. I hold in my hands these seeds of the future, the courage to live and the courage to die. This gold in my hands, these seeds of the future, put your hand in my hand and we'll reach for the sky. Light shines on the seas of the future, light shines on the leaves of the past. I walk on the land of my mother, who nourished these seeds so the courage might last. We hold in our hands these seeds of the future, the courage to live and the courage to die. This gold in our hands, these seeds of the future, put your hand in my hand and we'll reach for the sky. 'Cause light shines on the seas of the future, light shines on the leaves of the past. And we walk on the land of our mothers, who nourish these seeds so their courage might last. Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? To love, serve and remember. To love, serve and remember. Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? To love, serve and remember. To love, serve and remember. Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? To love, serve and remember. To love, serve and remember to love. If you'd like to do a deeper, much more prepared and organized deep dive into Lughnasa, I am teaching on Friday for Mythica, and you're welcome to join Mythica for that hour-long event. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. There's a link on my website. The price is $30. If you cannot afford that and you need financial assistance or just to be part of it, contact Kayleen. Reach out to Mythica, because I know that they want you to come and for money not to be a barrier. It is on Zoom, so there's no seat that you would be taking away from anyone else. Just come if you want to come. But you need to register, because I'm not hosting it. I am the guest speaker. And you'll get to meet Kayleen Asbo and hear some of her amazing wisdom. So that is on Friday, August 1st, 1 p.m. And I will put a little link to that in the chat here when we're done, but there's also a link up on my website. Yeah. Let's enter into prayer for one another. Let's add light and compassion, like watering the seeds of a garden. Let's add attention and heart prayer to the things that each other shares. I will read out your prayers if you type them in the chat. And as we enter into a time of prayer, we're going to use the circling blessing where we place the holy all around us. And we'll receive that first. We'll sing it in the first person, and then we'll send out the blessing. I always think it's a good idea to receive the prayer before you try and share it. Well, it helps me sink into it and get out of my mind. Okay. Love with me, love before me, love behind me, love in me, love beneath me, love above me, love on my right, love on my left. Love when I lie down, love when I arise, love when I take rest, love to shield me. Love with you, love before you, love behind you, love in you, love beneath you, love above you, love on your right, love on your left, love when you lie down, love when you arise, love when you take rest, love to shield you. Peace with you, peace before you, peace behind you, peace in you, peace beneath you, peace above you, peace on your right, peace on your left. Peace when you lie down, peace when you arise, peace when you take rest, peace to shield you. Christ with you, Christ before you, Christ behind you, Christ in you, Christ beneath you, Christ above you, Christ on your right, Christ on your left, Christ when you lie down, Christ when you arise, Christ when you take rest, Christ to shield you. I'm going to open our reading out your prayers with something that Audrey just posted, because it is a prayer of gratitude. With gratitude for the lavish abundance of the earth that the earth continues to give us. I pray that we can be strong conduits for love and light in the midst of change and chaos. She continues, earth cycles remind me of the continuity of life and give me perspective. Thank you for saying that for all of us, Audrey. I'd like to pray for a young man, Sam. I invite you to join me in praying for Sam. His mental health is struggling right now. His mum has asked me to hold him in prayer. I send him peace and depth of purpose and reassurance, and ask the angels to protect him at this time. Join Nicole. I pray that we each find our most soul-nurturing community, and that Western societies reawaken to the importance of community. Amen, Nicole, yes. Claire, we join you in praying for Gina, Tom, and Lisa living with eye diseases, and gratitude for the amazing gift of sight. Absolutely. Thank you, Barbara, for praying for me and for my spouse Lyndon and our dear pups in this Holy Cross Quarter time. Thank you. We bring our attention to the people of Gaza. We join you, Susan, in prayers for the well-being and care of all those in Gaza. From the enormity of a whole group of oppressed people to the detail of one life, we join you, Judy, in prayers for Ed, your sweet Ed. She writes, prayers that Ed not fall asleep again driving home from work. Thanks for having him safe. Oh my God, I'm into that. Join Jean in a request for prayers for her aunt who is 92 and currently ill. Jean, what's your aunt's name? Pray that she be well. Stella is giving thanks for the prayers that she received from us over the last week or two. She's been asking for prayers as she has been leading her own community, her own Franciscan community, in their summer meetings. She says that each day was well received. She says it's Aunt Dory. So Aunt Dory, we send you love and light and well-being. We join Shane in prayers for his children and their children, and then all children. Karen is asking us to pray for her, with her, that America can heal. And Diane is echoing Audrey's prayer about loving the earth and loving the light and the life in the seasons. Prayer for all in the path of the tsunami. Absolutely pray for anybody affected by earthquakes, especially the folks up in that rural area of, well, remote area, not rural, of Russia yesterday that had the huge earthquake. I give thanks that it was in a remote area, and indeed we ask for prayers for all who are receiving tsunamis as a result of this. And we pray for the earth itself. And we give thanks for the traditions that nourish us in our faith and help us find a sacred way of praying and standing in time and place. Into your heart, O God, we place our heart prayers, not as a problem to be solved, but as a focus for your love. Into your heart, O God, we place our heart prayers. Let's pass the peace. don't have very many announcements. Well, maybe I do, actually, now that I think about it. Trying to have a contemplative summer. But there are a few things coming up. If you look at my website, you'll see mostly they're in the autumn. But on Friday, I am teaching about Lughnasa, and will be sharing for about 50 minutes. If you'd like to join that, you're welcome to. Now's a great time to join Patreon, because I am behind the scenes working on Kenneth Stevens' poetic novel about monks from 1,500 years ago getting in a wee boat to go up on a sacred journey to Iceland. And if you want to hear these tunes and songs and soundtrack as it emerges, Patreon is the place to do that if you are a paid member. Thank you to everybody that is a Patreon member and supports me in being able to pay my mortgage. Very grateful to you. Oh my, yeah. Actually, I can't get over it. So thank you. And in case you are interested, the rabbi that I study with, her name is Tears of Firestone, and she is coming again to Vermont, to the Buddhists, the Shambhala place called Carmcholing. It's 45 minutes away from my house. I was delighted when this rabbi from Colorado kind of arrived in my neck of the woods out of nowhere. I met her last year, and I've worked with her occasionally since then, and she's graciously invited me to come in and play music and support her through song. I'm not leading her retreat, I am just adding music. But if you are interested in Tears' work is all about releasing trauma that lives in us, and releasing collective trauma, especially at this point in time right now. She's got her finger on the pulse when she's talking about how we are receiving moral injury from the actions of our governments, from the things that are happening in the collective. They are harming all of us, and they are deeply harming the individuals who are getting targeted with... it's not just hatred, it's many things that's happening, that we are abusing people. And as a collective, she's looking at clearing some of that trauma. But her background is all in ancestral trauma. You know, as a Jewish woman, an Orthodox, she grew up Orthodox Jewish, and there was a lot of World War II trauma that she noticed in her own family and those around her. She's got a wonderful book called Wounds into Wisdom. Long way of saying, Tirza is coming to Vermont, Indigenous Peoples Day weekend, second weekend of October. And if you are interested in that work, I will be there, right? I'm not in a formal facilitation role, but I'll definitely be singing a lot, because that's what Tears has asked me to do. Yeah, I will put a little link to that in the chat when we're done here at the end. And then after that, late October, I am hoping to come to the Pacific Northwest. I don't know if you remember 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, I said, people, can you help me? Can you bring me to the Pacific Northwest? Well, Jane, bless your cotton socks, is making that happen with Suquamish United Church of Christ. So I am going to be in the Pacific Northwest in late October or perhaps early November. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. And both Amy Ringle and Alexa are around, so there will be concerts and things happening. And in September, I'm doing a lot of stuff online with Abbey of the Arts. So even though I'm trying to have a very quiet, contemplative time of year, a lot is cooking in the background. I'm going to enjoy the rest of August and the last few days of July before everything gets busy again. Hey, I got one more song for us that I meant to do earlier, so I'm going to do it right now, which is the Unseen Song. It's my one of my favorites. It's by my friend Samara Jade. Samara Jade got married recently. Congratulations to her and her fella. Actually, it was midsummer when they got married. And she is a wonderful singer-songwriter that I don't play music with very often, but I did on St. Patrick's Day this past one. So if you look at my website, you'll find that concert. Samara Jade is oh my God, the best traveling minstrel ever. Wonderful woman. And this is her song called The Unseen Song. I listened to the silence till it was no longer silence, till it was filled up with bird song that had been there all along, till it was filled up with bird song that had been there all along. And I looked into the sunset till it was no longer sunset, till the skies grew darker and filled on up with stars, till the skies grew darker, filled on up with stars that were there all along. Yeah, they were there all along. Yeah, it was there all along. The underlying unseen song. And I stopped to smell the flowers till they were no longer flowers. They began to wilt and droop and develop into fruit that turned to seeds and back to flowers that had been there all along. And I searched the world for answers till they turned into questions that shone light upon the answers that had been there all along, that shone light upon the answers that had been there all along. Yeah, they were there all along. Yeah, they were there all along. Yeah, it was there all along. The underlying unseen song. And the light obscures the darkness hides the light, and the stars are still shining when the sun is shining bright. Oh, how unimaginable, how many layers go unseen in this dream, in this dream. So much more than it seems. And I felt into my sadness till it was no longer sadness, till it was filled up with fullness that had been there all along, till it was filled up with fullness that had been there all along. And I cut through my aloneness until I melted into oneness to that web of shining dewdrops that has been there all along. Yes, that web of shining dewdrops that has been here all along. Yeah, it was there all along. Yeah, it was there all along. Yeah, it was there all along. The underlying unseen song. And I spoke my words till they were no longer words, till they sounded no different than the song sung by the birds. Still sing even when they can't be heard. All of the symphonies get blurred into the colors of the world is turning, powered by the bird song that has been there all along. Yes, that great wave of bird song that has been here all along. Love that song. I was thinking about late last night, I was listening to Rudolf Steiner. What a wonderful weirdo he was. He was talking about the Atlanteans and the Lemurians. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Anyway, so I'm trying to understand what he is saying. And one of the things that he said that I loved was that the people long ago that gave birth to people that then gave birth to people that then eventually became our ancestors. The people long before that didn't look like this, so were maybe more like jellyfish. I don't know what he was saying. It was weird. That they were able to harness the life force in a seed. That they powered their technologies and their cities, townships, that looked more like a forest, he said, on the power contained in the seed. Much the same way that we use coal to fuel steam engines. He was talking a while ago, you know? I love that idea. The life force in us, honoring the life force in the berry and the grain. There's a lot more in it when you look closely. Yeah. But it's also about berries. And I'm going to close out our time here with a wonderful blessing written by the Abbess of Abbey of the Arts. All you dancing monks will know Christine's name, Christine Walters Paintner, which is a wonderful community that I am a wee part of. I'm doing a lot of things for them in September. This is her Lughnasa blessing. Spirit of the harvest time, help us gather in the goodness of all we have sown these last few months, from the seeds of food planted to the dreams we have cultivated. Bless all that has come to fullness, that it be in service of life. Fill our baskets with sweet fruits and plentiful grain to nourish us for the months ahead. Let blackberries stain our fingers, and staffs of wheat be transformed into bread to share with others. Spark gratitude in our hearts for this moment of fullness, so we know ourselves as vessels of your abundance. Isn't that gorgeous? So that we know ourselves as vessels of your abundance. As the sun's arc across the sky begins to lower, and the air hints of autumn's crispness, so too usher us into a new season of life, one filled with kindness and care for everyone who struggles. Let this harvest be a gathering in of love. Amen. My seminary, we would do this. At the end of our weekend gathering, we met one weekend a month for 2 years. We'd gather around the candle, and there was so many of us, most of the time all you saw was other people's backs. And they would blow out the candle together. And the teaching was that in the smoke, the love, the prayers, the quickening that had come into our hearts and our minds was released to those who needed it that day. And I can't help but notice there was a lot of smoke in that candle there. Hey, dear ones, thank you so much for being here. Next week is Chants and Prayers for Healing. Take care, everyone. Most high, all-powerful, precious God, no spoken word can hold your name. Praise be to you who births all life, with all your creatures. Especially you, sir, brother, son, who is the day and is your light. The beauty so true to you. There you are, there you are. Praise be to you, my Lord, you are. Sister moon and the stars, bright, precious heaven, there you are, there you are. Praise be to you, my Lord, you are. Brother wind and the air, breath of spirit shelter, gift of life, pure, essential, there you are, there you are. Praise be to you, my Lord, you are brother fire, friend through the night, strong and playful, there you are, there you are. Most high, all powerful, precious God, through Mother Earth we see your face. You who govern all of life, sustain and nurture all that is. Sister death, first and last breath,